We're facing off in a few Western Conference battle against the Oakland League Two. That's the party that we cheer loud and proud for our Las Vegas Lights FC. What's up, our fans and friends? Oakland and players, we appreciate everything they've done in Oakland for our West Coast teams to come here today. Shout out to y'all. Now, Las Vegas, if you believe you're like to win, then you make some noise right now. Let's see here. Cheer loud and proud to your Las Vegas Lights. We burn all night. Ladies and gentlemen, every time we ask you to sing, we ask the national anthem. Here to perform the first song of all is Naomi Taylor. I knew it!
Las Vegas, Nevada, the side where tonight we bring you live USL Championship Soccer. Cashman Field in Las Vegas, Nevada, hot summer night. The Roots taking on the Lights. I'm Alex Parra, always a pleasure and an honor to be with you. Before we get started talking soccer, I welcome the pro, the man, Mr. Andrew Driver. Andrew, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. I'm looking forward to a nice big game here tonight at Cashman. Oakland Roots coming into the field, looking to continue their push for the playoffs against a Lights team that not a great result last week. They got comprehensively beaten 5-1. So looking for a bit more of an improvement and play for a bit of pride.
Absolutely. Both teams with something to prove, playoffs, and also playing to continue being competitive. Why don't we take a look at some of the players that'll be key for tonight? And we start with the Lights player, Danny Rios, who's been on a tear offensively in the last couple of games. Yeah,
we questioned where the goals would come from when the Lights lost to Bortoteka Preston, and this man is the man. 4 goals in the last 3 games. You see here, so composed with the finish. The man on loan from the Houston Dynamo, he's found it hard to get a lot of minutes this year, but he's coming to the team and he's making it pay. He's done fantastic well in the last 3 games.
He will be needed tonight if Las Vegas wants to start scoring some more goals. On the other side, defending for the team from Oakland, Paul Blanchett. Today, he will have to shine. He will have to guide his team defensively, which is a key to a team that wants to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, this Oakland team doesn't score too many goals, so Paul Blanchett is needed to keep those clean sheets, and he's been a huge part of this Oakland Roots team being competitive this season and still being in this playoff shout. You see here, just quick off his line, a big goalkeeper, and he's a big presence and a leader for this Oakland Roots team.
Presence and leadership, something that both teams need and something that we'll see here tonight. It's getting a little dark in Vegas. It's still hot, and we hope to bring you some hot USL Championship soccer action. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get started with this USL live match.
Alright, team. I'm not angry. I want to know who broke this. I want to make sure this doesn't happen again in the future. We found this tangled up in the transfer rollers. Who did this?
AIS is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights Football Club.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
I love Findlay Chevy. I mean, it's just a fun place to hang out. Woo! Woo! You never know what you're gonna see here. Woo!
That's extra.
These guys at Findlay, they know how to party.
F-I-N-D-L-A-Y, Findlay Chevy is a place to buy. Home of the...
Woo!
Las Vegas Lights Soccer is presented by the Castroverde Law Group, where they treat you like family. By Comprehensive Cancer Centers, proud supporter of Las Vegas Lights FC. And by Nevada State University, be bold, be great, be state. Welcome back to all of you that are joining us here. USL Championship action. Today's broadcast presented by the Castro Verde Law Group, where they treat you like family. Let's look, Andrew, at the Las Vegas Lights starting 11.
Yeah, there's a couple of new faces for the Lights. Romero and Ian Beale come in. Good chance for them to stake their claim for a starting position tonight.
Absolutely, and you see the formation, and we'll see what these players can bring. And even though this record exists, it's nothing to do with professionalism. We'll talk about that word, Andrew. From my perspective, you've got to keep working. Every game, every minute inside the field is an opportunity. For their part, the Oakland Roots come in with a look where they're trying to score more goals, number one, and also it's a team that's currently in the playoffs.
Yeah, they'll play in a 3-4-3 formation, but I think when they lose the ball, it might be more of a 5 defensive formation. They'll defend well and try and hit on the counter-attack. Look for Cedeno to lead the line.
And we're talking about that goalkeeper, number 20, Paul Blanchett, who will be a key player for today's matchup. We're excited about the start of this. So are the fans here in Vegas as they get ready for another hot night. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we're underway. From Las Vegas, the Roots taking on the Lights. There's a celebration, and we haven't had a goal yet. I like that, though. That's a good start.
We're in Vegas. We're here to celebrate the ticker tape. Last week at halftime, the ticker tape had money in it, so I wonder if there's a few notes still running around in there.
And you can see on your screens the team, the visiting team, in this case the Roots, in their black unis, playing from left to right. Vegas in their white and blue combos, playing from right to left on your screens. Early on, we see the Roots on the right side. Ball put into the center. You can see it in that smoke, in that fog, being cleared out. Ball attempted to be moved by the Vegas Lights. And early on here, what do you look for? Establishing, obviously, everybody maybe getting a touch right, Andrew, early on to get a little confidence on that ball.
Yeah, specifically for the Lights, and here's the keys to the game for the Lights. They're playing for pride at this point. A poor performance last week, and the first time we've really seen them get beat comprehensively. So, and then to do that, they need to eliminate those poor mistakes. And for Oakland, playoff push, they're a team that's in the playoff hunt, and their away form's very good. They're actually third in the conference away from home, so their away form, if anything, is contributing to them being above that playoff line and still in the hunt, because their recent form isn't great. So I think only 2 wins in the last 5 or 6 games.
It's something that obviously the team needs to be working on as they get ready for playoffs. Several players down, by the way, in the starting minutes of the match. The referee saying, okay, let's get organized. Let's make sure nobody's hurt. And that's part of it right now. And the urgency, I'm going to use that word. Andrew, where does that come from right now? Which team has more to fight for? They're in different situations, let's be honest. But the urgency, I think, has to be there. If you're leading these teams, you're saying, guys, we got to get it done from the beginning.
Yeah, so obviously Oakland has that playoff push, so it takes care of itself for them. For the Lights, it's been a difficult season. You're bottom of the conference. The urgency has to come from professional pride. These players want to show what they can do. They might be playing for contracts. They might be playing for their team next year. So every single one of them. We've got some newcomers today. Romero and the likes who are playing for their careers.
Absolutely. Thrown by Bagley on the left side. Quickly cleared out by the Roots. Giving chase and now reorganizing all the way back to the keeper, Diaz. Who takes a slight touch. A little bit of a high pressure, but sending a ball long to the left side. Will someone be there? The Roots player got there first. Whistle. We have a foul and a free kick for the Roots. The injury report here, a couple of players out for Las Vegas, and so far none reported. Some of these players we know are out for the remainder of the season. Yeah, so Pato, obviously, he's been out for the season, and Eric Oteng and Izarayan are new injuries. The Lights have been blessed this year for not having too many injuries. Thank you to Dignity Health, by the way, for bringing us tonight's injury report. And you see here, the early doors, Oakland, they've got those 3 central defenders, but they're spreading wide open to get on possession, and they're happy to pass it around and obviously go for the long ball. But they're a well spread out team, and they look like they want to play
a little bit of possession against the Lights, which is always a good thing when you come to this Vegas heat.
And with those 3 in the back, you then have 4 in the middle, which obviously want to pack in. Here's the ball played into the box. A little confusion from the Vegas players. Quickly, the Roots jumping on the ball. Here we see a little more movement. Calmly on the ball. And Feka coming back on the right side now. To Clementa, opening it up, a little bit more movement and more possession, more stringing of passes to give by this Roots team.
Yeah, they've started well in possession, haven't they? They're patient in the way they do it. The 3 defenders will spread out, and that time, good play from Mfeka, a nice turn, and a confident start from this Oakland Roots team. The Lights not really able to win possession and hold on to it when they do win it. And you don't want to be playing against a team that holds possession at Cashman Field. It can be a long night if you can't keep hold of the ball.
Absolutely. We saw that in the last match that the Lights had versus Orange County. And now here, look, you talk about number 1, what can Oakland do here on this free kick? Plenty of distance, but that'll be played on the ball. The organization defensively, everyone on the 18, Andrew, I think that's one of the keys. Be focusing on who you're going to mark and stay with them, right? Or work collectively.
Yeah, we saw that against Orange County. You're right to mention it. It was from a similar area that the Lights gave up a goal. It's a position where defensively you have to take your man and you have to attack the ball.
Here we go. Ball played into the box. Short. On nobody's head, actually a little bit behind the expected placement of the ball. But the Roots maintain this possession. Even with 3 in the back, you're seeing good movement. Ball movement from the center to the right. Ball now going to the keeper. This keeper who's had a tough season in a way, but you know what lessons can someone learn? Sometimes, and I've said this, Andrew, many times, a great goalkeeper can sometimes be on a bad team because she individually gets a lot of reps.
Yeah, and Leo Diaz, obviously it's been a tough season for him in the goals, but he's on loan from River Plate, so he's obviously he's played for the first team down there. Sure. For such a massive club, so we know he's got plenty of ability. He's been tested at times. Early in the season he made some great saves, but as the season's gone on, it's been a slog. And overall his kicking's been fantastic, and overall I think Leo Diaz will be quietly happy with how he's performed. He has had a decent season, to say how much he's come up against.
Look, nobody likes to lose, and it can wear on you, but you still try to find the positive. For the moment, the Lights with possession on the left side. Ayambila being marked. Whistle blown, actually, on the Lights player. And there'll be a free kick for Vegas here about 7 minutes into this first half. Thanks to all you that are joining us.
I don't mind it for Ayambila. At least he's having a go at the defender early. Maybe
and maybe a little wind helped there. That was a slight touch.
It was a very slight touch, but he maybe just needed. So you can see how athletic Ayambila is. He maybe needs to just learn a little bit of a drop of the shoulder there. Sometimes he's playing against Clementa out there on as the defender. He's a very experienced man to play against. You need to have a bit more of trickery against a player like that.
Here was a mistake quickly that hopefully the Lights can capitalize on. They couldn't move forward, but at least they maintained possession. And it's those moments, how quickly you can capitalize on a mistake, Andrew. That makes all the difference at any level, to be honest with you. Those are the moments.
Especially here at Cashman, it's a tight field, and if you do the high press well, you can create opportunities very quickly. But you are right, you have to be positive as soon as you get the ball.
There's a ball played by the keeper, Diaz, to the right side, keeping it in bounds. Now will there be a little movement, a combination? It seems like 4 in the back line, ball played through. A little bit dangerous, but well timed now by that Roots defense. Oakland, with a little bit of history in this city. The Raiders coming. Are they trying to take more teams from Oakland, Andrew?
Well, we mentioned the A's earlier, didn't we? But
we did.
It's I don't know. I don't understand the history. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Is it a thank you from Las Vegas for the Oakland teams coming over? But I know there was a promotion tonight. If you came in a Oakland jersey, you got cheaper tickets to get in. So maybe a bit of a homage to Oakland sports.
Absolutely. The ball being played back. And you know what? That's what a lot of, I think, sports should be. It's sports and entertainment, engaging the fans. I think that's a healthy approach to all of this. Yes, sports have become big business, but I think if teams can endear themselves to the fans, and you've lived this all over the country, can make a difference. Here's a steal, a potential ball. Again, this transition, I'm seeing how quickly can they transition and try to hopefully get a shot on goal.
Yeah, and that was another opportunity again there. But going back to your point on sports teams, it's like I had the chance to go and play in Europe, where you go to Germany and the soccer club is the centre of the community, and it goes from all the lowest level all the way up, and that's what hopefully the more years the lights last in Vegas, the more years the lights are in Vegas, they can grow that community and get people around to come and celebrate soccer and bring everyone together.
And you know, it takes time. It takes engagement. You've lived this in the MLS, Andrew. Teams like the Houston Dynamo, teams that have been around like Chicago Fire, they have moments and then they lose some of that fan support. So you never know. Here's an opportunity for the Roots. Cross. Oh, was there a push there? And immediately there's a whistle.
Is it a penalty? Or
and I think she's pointing in that direction. To me, it looks like. Yes, let's look at that one more time, Andrew.
It's a nice ball into the box. It's Stalfus. He has pushed him. It's a bit of contact in the box. It's on Prentice. And the referee didn't hesitate. She pointed straight to the spot. I thought for a second, because there was no real protestations, I thought for a second she pointed for a goal kick, but
no, it's a penalty
kick.
Yeah, immediately, decisively.
We discussed Leo Diaz earlier. He saved 2 penalties early in the season from this, and so this isn't a given to be a goal. Leo, if there's any goalkeeper in this league, I would back him.
So the Roots player steps up. Diaz now challenged. Our goalkeeper organizing. And Rodriguez is stepping up to take this penalty kick. 11th minute, 0-0. Rodriguez stepping up. Keeper or referee organizing everything. There's the whistle. Johnny Rodriguez steps up, shoots, and a goal! And just like that, the Roots early on open up a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it was a comfortable penalty, wasn't it? You felt quite confident. It's a very confident celebration as well. No smiles, just consistency throughout, and he just laid up and just low and hard into the left-hand side of the net. Nothing Diaz could do, and a good overall penalty for the Oakland Roots. And they started the game well. They've kept possession well. They've not created any chances. A penalty maybe a little bit harsh, but Oakland, good start to the game.
And that's the start that this team needed, this team that's trying to stay in the playoff hunt, if you will. When the penalty kick like that is taken, placement versus power, there's always that debate, right? What did you do when you had those opportunities?
I didn't. Because to be a penalty taker, it's all in the mind.
Absolutely.
I took one in a penalty shootout when it got to like the 6th man at one point, but you know, it's a difficult, but I was always power. Just no nonsense. Pick a side and go. I always try and do a little bit of mind games with the goalkeeper. Look the opposite direction of where you're going, and a little bit of that. But
for me, Andrew, also to me as a defender, same thing. I was not in the 5, but when I did get a shot at it, by the way, it was lower right-hand corner. Yeah. At least it was automatic for me.
You can't get away with that anymore now, though.
it's too obvious.
There's video. As soon as you've done it once, you're done.
You have to have some diversity. But early on, then, that mistake defensively by the Lights team leads to that penalty kick, and Johnny Rodriguez converting. This makes it a little bit comfortable. You never know. And again, back to the word I guess I'm going to use most of the night. Does this light a fire under the lights?
Well, they need to. After last week, it didn't come. But this year, this Lights team, you look at where they are in the table, and you would expect them to have thrown in the towel. They really haven't. Last week was the first time. If you look at the Lights' results over the majority of the season, it's very rare they've been beaten by more than 1 goal. So again, they're behind. We've mentioned how important it is to score first, and the Lights have put themselves behind the 8 ball again, but they've showed the character to come back. It's going to be about how they react in the next 10 minutes.
Absolutely, and you're right. In these next 10 minutes, what can they do? Can they try to, number one, string a couple of passes together? I think that might make a big difference, and also start pressing this Roots team that so far has had the run of possession and has had certainly more dangerous opportunities on Diaz's goal. Ball going out of bounds here, 15th minute. Thanks to all of you that are joining us live from Las Vegas.
The Vegas heat.
Oh yeah, the heat throughout the country, but here it's a dry heat, is what they always say here in Vegas, right?
It is, but that's what we talk to, and you say what the Lights need to do in the next 10 minutes. You're right, get a bit of possession, because in this heat, if you're chasing the ball all day, trying to win it back, you've got no chance. You need to string the passes. You need to rest those legs in possession, and so far in this game tonight, the Lights haven't managed to do it.
And so far, we've seen Daniel Chesky, our center, really involved in the match, decisive, and really not, from my perspective, really not being a protagonist yet. Here's a good ball and opportunity for the Lights. Excellent tackle, sacrificing limb and body, but unfortunately, the player's down. And oh yeah, they're seeking some immediate help here.
Yeah, I think maybe Iambila maybe connected with his head when he went to ground.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it was for Oakland.
We'll look at that one more time. It was a good ball played out to the left side. Iambila.
Oh yeah,
coming through. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a sore one, and you see the urgency from the Roots players.
Absolutely.
To instantly call the physio on, and Iambila, obviously no malice in it whatsoever. No. Is it Tariq Morad?
Correct. Captain Morad down right now. And as there's a conversation about what may happen next on the field, the priority is this first and foremost, Andrew.
Yeah, he's moving, so hopefully he'll be fine. It's a sore one, but I would be surprised with the urgency the players called for the physio. I'd be very surprised if he carries on.
No, absolutely. The word I'm going to use, it was an awkward collision there.
Well, it was a last man tackle, wasn't it? He had to come across. He went to ground, and Iambila didn't no malice in it. Just tried to knock the ball past him, and you see Iambila again apologising. He doesn't really have anything to apologise to. He clearly didn't mean to do it, but it's a good sign that he's getting on his feet, and hopefully there'll be no side effects going forward. But you see that the athletic trainer already milking for the substitution.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like that in all sports at all levels, we're all being careful about the player's health. I still remember old school, something would happen. Hey, are you okay? Meaning the player, and you were allowed to either continue.
When I was in Scotland when I was younger, it was. You were seen as being weak. I've seen people get knocked out, and
absolutely,
they're like 30 seconds later going up for another header as if it was a badge of honor. It's crazy, and it's good to see how much it has changed.
And they're being careful with him. Number one, with the captain for this Roots team, he's going to take his time. They're going to walk him off and assess him. That's all part of the protocol now, Andrew, which is huge. I'm going to say this, it's not about me tonight, but I'm sure many of you, ladies and gentlemen, that are watching this, that have played, you lived it. I remember being punched one day, not remembering how I had a great second half, I was told.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, it was funny at the time. Now I look back on it, man, I was not aware of where I was.
It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It's not good signs here, but it's going all the way to the top of the game. I was watching the Premier League the other day, and the Tottenham manager took a player off. It was Cristian Romero, actually, the Argentinian defender, and they didn't want to. Romero didn't want to go off, but the manager just took him straight off.
Of course, Isidro Sanchez. Then he's had a tough season, clearly, and these are the kind of moments that for Sanchez and for others test you as a manager.
It's been a difficult season, but what he has done is he's kept them together. Crazily. you would say you've only won 2 games, like this team's he's lost the dressing room, but this Lights team goes into every game and they put the effort in. You can never question the effort. It's always been there, and that's full credit to Isidro Sancho for being able to do that, because I'm guessing there's been a lot of bleak weekends, bleak Monday mornings this season.
There has been, and again, I think the word you used earlier, I agree with. The professionalism side of this says, listen, I'm here to do a job. I've got to continue focusing and building on what I can find that is positive. So he definitely has his work cut out for him. Our referee reorganizing. Chesky saying, okay, this is what we're going to do. And here's the official then substitution for the captain, number 6, coming in now for the Roots team will be number 11, Reed.
Yes, I don't know how that's going to affect the formation for the Roots. They were actually playing very well. Tarek Morad was actually being the number 1 person in possession for Oakland. Him, Clementa and Barbier were passing around the back. So Reed's going to have to come on. And we'll see if maybe a midfielder's going to go back into that central defensive position to cover for Morad, who's gone out.
Yeah, we'll see where that leads us. So officially no foul. We'll have a restart with a drop ball. And the ball played now back to number 20, Paul Blanchette, the goalkeeper for this Roots team. 20th minute. Thanks to all of you that are joining us here. We appreciate you following us. A lot of sports this weekend. That college football, we're giving you a little bit of football here, USL Championship style from Vegas. Andrew, the 3 versus the 4 in the back. I've seen so many teams playing the 4 that to me, your 3 is now a rare thing. Do you agree with that? You may not, but I see so much 4 flat 4 back. It's been the thing as of late.
It's kind of it's made a little bit of a renaissance, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I think that the back 3, especially nowadays with these full backs that they'll fly forward. So your left back and your right back at times now are some of your more attacking players. So the back 3 is something you see more. I'm not a huge fan of it. I prefer the 4, but you see here today the Roots are actually spreading that back 3 out and they're keeping possession. I think sometimes when you have a 3, you lack a bit of width.
Here's a ball played through for the Roots. Opportunity. Ball played through. A little bit of mistake. Ball delivered in the center. Almost a shot. Speaking of shots, left side. Ball played in. Deflected by the Lights. That'll be a corner kick. Not decisive defending, I'll put it that way.
No, I think it was Metrano that went to the line. He tried to keep it in with a bit of a weak back pass to the goalkeeper, and it just wasn't there. The Lights attackers, and Cedeno tried to play it back, and the Lights just never really settled to get the shot. I thought maybe Prentice should have hit it there on the left-hand side, but he tried the cross. But the Lights need to be defensively. Sometimes you're safer to just play the be safe than sorry. Just let it go out for the corner if you need to,
especially in that part of the box. So here's a corner kick for the Roots, looking for number 3, Diaz delivering the ball. Cleared out, and we'll repeat. And Diaz again will take that second corner kick of the match for the Roots. Ball delivered, keeper coming out, cleared out, header by the Lights. Can this start a counter? Ball gone way too long. It'll be throw-in for the team from Oakland. And Andrew, a lot of what you see now is the movement and the risk reward, if you will. What I'm seeing from the Lights side is you've got to be a little bit tighter about defending, especially in the back. And I think the Roots so far have had the run of the game as far as the possession and the movement and dictating more, having more passes.
Yeah, I think the dictating is the right word. They seem comfortable. They have good passing fluidity. You see the movement's actually good. They seem comfortable on the ball. They go back in a situation like the Lights just haven't had that so far. They put a lot of effort in without really getting much of the ball.
You know, great word, but you have to be smart about the effort. Effort has to be conscious from my perspective. Effort has to be something that is maybe calculated and not give away balls like this.
Yeah, it's a little bit slack, a slack pass again from Metrano. Then maybe still a little bit unconfident from the what happened a few minutes ago when he nearly gave the goal away. But yeah, and we go back to the effort. It's a lot easier when you do it as a team.
Yeah.
If one man presses, you need the man behind you to go. You can't have individuals like we see the lights a lot of the time. Bagley here goes off on his own. He puts a ton of effort in early, and he doesn't have the guys behind him backing him up. To the team should, his players behind him should say, Tyler, just relax a little bit. Go and make the run.
Absolutely. Look at the energy that's being expended by Bagley. You see him going left, going right, pressing forward, but he's not, from my perspective, Andrew, getting that support from his mates. And that can make all the difference. And at some point, with that, using that energy up, he may not have a lot left. But it's still early on, 25th minute here in this USL Championship match. A trying season for the Lights, but there's still a lot to play for. Their pride, their professionalism. Here's a foul. Whistle. Maybe a little bit of seeking the Academy Award from Cedeno.
He would say probably professionalism. Used his body well. It's such a hard one for the referee, though, isn't it? As soon as you get that contact and go down, the referee's going to make a decision.
And it has to be instantaneous. So that's what happens, right?
I've played with a guy called Stephen Presley back in the day. He was a big defender, and the slightest touch he would fall, but he would fall on the ball and grab it. Of
course.
And the referee had no other option.
Either that or a handball, I guess. Here's an opportunity for the Roots, going 4 men. Couldn't quite get into the box fully. And these are the moments that we see building up for the Roots. They're finding good spaces, and collectively, if the Lights pick up the ball, it's how they transition to the attack, which we haven't seen a lot of from the Lights here early on in this first half.
Yeah, the Lights just can't get. They're not winning the first ball, and then the Roots are winning those second balls, and the Lights just not getting much possession. They usually are pretty good.
Here's an opportunity. We've had several on this left side and have ended up in the same situation. Great intervention defensively by Clementa on the Roots team. Here's an opportunity on the left side. Diaz coming out, picking that ball up. He didn't let it go out of bounds. We'll see what the Lights team has coming out of the back.
That is one of the highlights for Leo Diaz. He's a very good sweeper keeper. That's the saying nowadays, isn't it? I think that's even a position now. He's always aware from those long balls over the top, and he gets himself, he's more often than not in the perfect position to clear the danger.
And it's all about that, positioning and anticipation of keeper. And you know this, Andrew. If you're in no man's land, that's where you don't want to be. Make a decision.
You can make it. You can get embarrassed sometimes, but yeah, he is usually good in these situations. When the through ball comes, he is usually in the right spot.
That ball a little bit behind Cedeno. He couldn't control it. The Lights with the throw-in on the near side. Ball played back into the center. A little bit of space. No foul called. Yes, I thought they might go for possession there. Oh, and the first yellow of the match. Referee saying, nope, that's enough. And straight to the booking. Daniel Chesky, our ref. Let's look at it again, Andrew.
Yeah, honestly, it's a bad touch from Romero in the first place. And I tell you, he's a lucky man. That's a yellow card. I think, honestly, I thought the Roots would have been more annoyed they didn't get the play on, because they were running forward. The ball had fallen to Mfeka, who was running on to the Lights defense, but I think the referee was eager to get the yellow card out because it wasn't the best challenge from Romero. You know,
and you could still get the yellow card by maintaining the possession and letting the play finish up, if you will. So I'm not going to question refs. I appreciate refs, Andrew. We need to be more supportive of refs. They're not evil people.
I'm not sure about the supportive part of it. Even now, I've still got a few decisions in the back of my mind that make me think the referees were against me. But they do have the impossible job.
It's very different.
Because every player has the same opinion after a game.
And look, in our culture, certainly in the United States, the sports culture, the youth sports culture, Andrew, I live it every day, where young men and women don't want to be refs because of the abuse they take. So
I think a big sign of it is we always hear, why don't ex-players become referees? Because they know.
Why haven't you?
Yeah, because they know it's not the job you want.
It's a thankless job, but we do thank the referees. And yes, are we going to question calls? Absolutely. That's part of the sport itself. But please realize they're human, ladies and gentlemen. Nevada State University, formerly known as Nevada State College, 4-year teaching-focused higher education institution. We appreciate their support and also the support of the community. Here's an opportunity for the Lights on the right side. Not much there. Good thinking. Waiting for the run to come behind, but the ball not quite delivered. Here's the deflection off a Roots player. Ball going out of bounds. We'll have our first corner for the Lights.
Better, wasn't it? What I liked best was when Danny Rios gave the ball away, him and Stauffer together hunted the ball, got it back, and they've won themselves a corner.
Here's a corner kick brought to you by Jarritos. My favorite is tamarind, by the way. I have to add that in there. But let's watch this corner kick first. Some movement inside the box. The ball delivered. Center of the box. Nobody got to that ball. And Andrew, you want to make contact there at least, right? Anything can happen. The ball all the way back to Rios, by the way. You talked about his feet. And here's sending a dangerous ball a long way to the box of the Roots team. There's another foul called. A late getting to the ball.
Hey, going back to the corner, I thought it was a great ball in. Ingram is normally the corner kick taker, obviously not in the starting lineup tonight, so I think it was Bagley that went out there to take it, and you're right, it was a ball begging to get attacked. No one really went and attacked it for the Lights, but a decent delivery.
And look, if you analyze it objectively, both teams need to get to that ball. If you're getting there defensively to clear it, get there. If you're trying to obviously put it on net, it's got to be there. So those are the moments, again, where you work through some of these set plays. Here's a foul called. Wow, I don't know.
I'm not sure about that one myself. I think Danny Rios has just used his body better than the opposition player.
An aggressive tackle for sure. Was it the arm?
I think it's shoulder to shoulder. For me, I think he's just a little bit stronger, and the referee could easily play on in that situation. Don't get me wrong, if you're Matt Sosa, who was fouled, you would be questioning if the decision wasn't given, but I think it was one of those that could have gone either way.
And look, that's that energy we talked about, the moment, the timing. They're committing a foul even is really not going to hurt your team per se. It's not in your box or within the 18-yard box, but still, and what I'm seeing, and here's a long ball played through. Will the Roots player get there? Nope, he did touch it last though, so we'll have a Vegas throw in. Andrew, my point is synchronized energy. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's do this together, guys, versus 5 minutes of 1 or 2 or 3 players, and that has to be rehearsed.
So in my time, I had German coaches at one point, and that's what it was all about. You have little triggers all around the pitch where, right, go together, but it comes from either the central defenders or the central midfielder. They're the generals that have to make the decision on when to go. But you're right, like the foul you said from Danny Rios, at least he was putting a body on there, at least he was putting the effort in. That's what you need to see from this Lights team in the situation they're in.
And again, timing, collectively going for that. Speaking of Rios chasing, I'm sorry, this is Bagley, right? Yeah. Now the ball again being played by the Roots. The Roots have had a little bit more possession. Even with the 3 in the back, even under the pressure, they've been able to release balls.
And that's the beauty you can have when you're 1-0 up, isn't it? You now don't need to force the issue.
Right.
You can pass the ball around. You can keep the possession, which they've done pretty well so far tonight. But you do notice the game slowed down a little bit.
It has.
The Lights haven't had as much possession. No, the Roots haven't had as much possession. The Lights are starting to play themselves back into this game a little bit.
Settled in maybe after that penalty kick in the 12th minute. The only goal we've had thus far here. And speaking of opportunities, here's a foul called on the Roots. Gonzalez right now stepping up with the ball. He says, hey, I want to do this. There'll be a conversation there.
Good skill from Gonzalez, wasn't it? He beat the man and he's won a free kick in a dangerous area, but he's another man that he's a young man who hasn't had that much time. We've seen the impact that Danny Rios has had on this team. Gonzalez, he scored the winning goal, or I think maybe the equaliser in one game. It was an absolute belter when he came off the bench. A chance for him tonight to start and see if he can whip one in at this area. He looks very Ronaldo-esque the way he's lining up this ball.
As Riel Gonzalez getting ready then for this opportunity. We'll call him A. Gonzalez. But I know his parents are probably happy for me to say As Riel. Here we go. This is a dangerous ball here, Andrew. I think he puts it on frame, but we'll see. Whistle blown. Shot from distance. Over the top.
Yeah, he had the little bit of the knuckle puck, didn't he? The old knuckle shot. Not enough dip in the end, but not a bad strike from Gonzalez. And you see here, when I say Ronaldo-esque, that is the way he did it a few times back in the day. And you hit it with the knuckle of the toe, and sometimes it's so difficult for the goalkeeper to read where it goes.
Yeah, and in this case, it didn't dip down as much as we've seen others. Case in point, Cristiano Ronaldo and others, of course. But those are the opportunities, and they may not be many, but those are the ones you have to capitalize on. The Lights here, a little bit more possession, like you've mentioned. Whistle blown. She's keeping it tight. I think so far she's been consistent, Andrew. I'm talking about our center.
Yeah, I think it's been a good game so far.
Here's a nice combination. Ball played into the box. Roots couldn't finish it there, and not cleared out again by the Lights, at least not decisively. Working the ball on the left side now. The Roots. Moving into the center. 4 defenders there. No foul called. Now it happens. I don't know about that one, Andrew, but
yes, it's just nice. It was a chance for a bit of transition for the Lights, wasn't it? And sometimes as a referee, you can be too whistle happy to slow it up. Sometimes just wait that split second, let the game flow. And we don't want this game. We mentioned the game slowed down a tad bit. We want the game to flow. We want it to keep this high pace. When too many free kicks start coming, the game can slow down a little bit.
Ball played now back to goalkeeper Diaz. And I don't mind a long ball, but it's settling it and not being in a place where you can't have that possession.
Yeah, the Lights, we've seen them in recent weeks start playing out from the back more. At the beginning of the year, they were so direct. It was long ball after long ball, and it became a bit of a struggle. But then they started gaining in confidence, and they played the ball around a little bit. And today, they just haven't really managed to get the ball at the back. I don't know if it's because the Roots have those forward free players to prevent the possession.
There was a whistle there. We have a new name, but the same mission, where excellence fosters opportunity. We're talking about Nevada State University. Same name, same vision, Nevada State University. The fans here at Vegas, Cashman, enjoying themselves as well. Andrew, I grew up in the era where there was not fan support for so many teams in the United States. I grew up in the old NASL days with the Tulsa Roughnecks, New York Cosmos, Chicago Sting, in major cities. Not that Vegas isn't, because Vegas is a major city, but I like the grassroots approach to football. Does that make sense? The different divisions, the U.S. Open Cup, the way the game has evolved, and I'm so proud of where we are.
It's grown even in the last 4 years. We've been watching these the Lights. The league's just grown. It's players that are. You see teams having players having 4-year contracts. At the beginning in the USL Championship, it was 1 year and done, and teams just changed constantly. You've seen so much more continuity, and these smaller teams, like some of these areas, are getting teams, and the fans are getting behind them and getting community, and that's what you want to see. You want to see grassroots soccer in the United States growing.
Here's a whistle blown. Referee immediately on top of that. It'll be a Roots kick. And I have to ask the question. There's major cities, one of them Vegas, that don't yet have an MLS franchise. Is it in the cards?
You would have to think so, wouldn't you, with the growth of soccer in the MLS and how it's going? And I think so far they're happy with having this Lights team in the USL Championship, and it's good to have soccer in Vegas.
It is. You know, Vegas attracting many people, including the gambling community, entertainment. They have the new Sphere theater, if you will, where one of my favorite bands, U2, will be opening up. I've seen some of the photos of that. It's impressive. But Vegas and the Vegas Strip, it's always entertainment from the Frank Sinatra days to present. Not that I was around during the Frank Sinatra days.
I think you look more like a Sinatra man than a U2 man, honestly.
I like them all. Opportunity here for the Roots. Here comes the corner kick. Keeper barely nudging that, but just enough, and we'll have another corner kick now on the right side of the field.
Yeah, I think it was Johnny Rodriguez causing a nuisance in front of Leo Diaz. All he did, it was Diaz who crossed it in on top of the goalkeeper, and Rodriguez just went up and won, and Leo Diaz just got enough on it to clear the danger, but good ball into the box from Diaz.
Absolutely. Diaz getting organized again. 40th minute. 1-0, 1-0 the score. The Roots with a penalty kick by Rodriguez in the 12th minute, the only score we've seen so far. Here's a conversation before we get underway. Referee to the players. Guys, I'm watching. Gentlemen, please behave. Extracurricular going on. And it continues.
I was thinking in those situations, the referee should let the game go and then give the decision after the kick.
That is an option. Let's watch this corner kick on this near side. Keeper getting his hand on it just enough, I believe. Another ball played through. Headed short, not too dangerous. Here's an observation. Quickly, by the way, here's a counter, an attempted counter. That was smart playing quickly. Blanchett clearing that long under that pressure. That was some smart thinking, at least, to try to counter it. And just like that, the game's opened up a little bit. Whistle blown there. And you can see the reaction from Stauffer.
I think that's been coming. I think he's been frustrated with a couple of the decisions from the referee, and it's just boiling over a little bit for Stauffer. But you saw there the prowess of Leo Diaz's kicking. He can turn defense into attack so fast with his long balls, and it was a great ball towards Bagley.
It's the execution, but also the vision and thinking in that way. Ball played out to the right side. Lights with an opportunity here before the end of the first half. Nice shot, solid shot, but directly to keeper Blanchett.
Yeah, comfortable save in the end. It was Gonzalez on the right-hand side, cut into that strong left side, and it's one of those, it's a difficult one, because if Bagley could just get across the goalkeeper, it makes it a difficult decision, because it's the slightest touch to take it away from the goalkeeper, but the goalkeeper did well, kept his eye on the ball, and safe hands.
Just nudging it would have been enough there, but still, the Lights cannot get on the scoreboard. Roots with possession. Nice ball played into the center. Opportunity ball played through. Two men coming in. But first, the defender for the Lights. Simple, decisive defending. I like that.
Yeah, but good play from Oakland, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice little interplay between Mfeka, who got, and then the slid ball through the middle, but nice possession and good play.
And that's what we haven't seen too much from the Lights, that creativity as well, and the confidence to know that your teammates are making those runs.
Yeah, it's lack of, it's not through lack of effort, it's just that little bit of creativity and confidence on the ball.
Speaking of the ball, it's rolling out of bounds. We'll have a goal kick here with the expectation from Cedeno to get a foul called. Conversation with the AR, but decision's been made. Let's look at that one more time.
I think it was definitely the right decision. It clearly came off him, and it wasn't a foul. Ian Beale has just used his body, got in goal side, and Cedeno kind of just slipped a little bit.
Strong, aggressive play, yeah.
You just feel like some of the players are a little bit frustrated. I think maybe some of the decisions from the referee have just annoyed them, and it just seems to be boiling over a little bit in this game so far. Maybe half-time will be a good thing before someone gets themselves into trouble.
It might be exactly the break they need. No hydration break in this first half, by the way. And it's been something that's been implemented in different leagues, from the youth to national team.
Well, we have been getting them, usually. I'm not sure why we haven't tonight. In fact, we've had 2 hydration breaks in one game.
Oh, wow.
Which was bizarre, and we pointed it out. So maybe they're making up for that 1-2 extra they've got to even it out over the season. Maybe you just allotted a certain amount of hydration breaks per team.
The Lights now with a little bit of control in the back, trying to draw the pressure from the Roots. A little bit better and trying to find the midfield there, connecting a few passes, but then what?
There's one thing to notice when the Lights do get the ball. Oakland are wide open. Their defenders stay so deep. So there is little areas of pockets that, like in that situation, the ball into Gonzalez, obviously his first touch wasn't great and he gave the ball away, but there is space in there if you can find those little pockets that the Lights need to try and look to play through.
I love the effort Bagley's putting in, and if he can continue that, maybe it creates opportunity. Here was an attempted ball picked up by the Roots, now on the right side, given it away again.
You see here, if you can play the ball now into the little pockets, into this area, look how much space. There's so much space in that centre circle there. But the Lights have got Jimenez, Aranzazu so deep, and they're struggling to get the ball to Danny Rios in those areas.
Well, a couple of things also involved there, Andrew. You've got to have the vision. You've got to look up and identify that number one, and depending on the pressure, you do or you don't. Speaking of pressure, here's a little bit of pressure coming from the Roots on the left side now of the ball. Ball played back to center defender, swinging it around. How many times have we called this opportunity for left then in this first half? Live from Vegas. The stoppage time presented by the Jewelers. The ball stay in bounds? I don't believe so. At halftime, a lot of fun is my understanding here at Cashman.
Always a bit fun. I think you see the Cornhole Championship today over on the opposite side.
I'm into that.
We've had hot dog eating contests. We've had water balloon fights. The donut contest by Pink Box. That was a personal favourite of mine.
There you go.
One which I've put my name in the hat to try and get on for next year.
Are you eligible? and I understand there's also a mascot named Dolly the Llama.
The Lamy, Dolly.
I'm excited about that. I really am. I mean that sold it for me right there. Las Vegas and the Llama. Speaking of the Lights, on the right side, opportunity. Outside the box, nice individual move. Take it on 2, couldn't beat the third, but now connecting. Ball played in, chipped in, on sides. Here's an opportunity. Ball goes out of bounds, and we'll have a goal kick for the Roots. Nice opportunity there.
Much better, right? Yep. Really good play. A bit of possession, but a bit of creativity as well. A little chip into the box. And I think it might have been Bagley who got to the byline, just wasn't able to get the ball in the box, but much more confidence, and that shows the character of this Lights team. You've given up a goal early from a penalty that potentially couldn't have been a penalty, and after coming off a 5-1 defeat, you're thinking this could get bad again. But as the game's gone on, the Lights have come into it more. They're actually playing better towards the end of the half than they started the game.
Absolutely, they have, and here we're seeing a little bit more of a flurry maybe before the half ends. Long ball will go out of bounds. And use these opportunities. If you're the Lights, you want to keep pushing. You're finding some of your best moments of this first half thus far. And you know what? That came also from the vision and also from some individual play. Those are the moments to shine and there be supportive of your teammates.
Yeah, of course. And that's it's all about the team, isn't it, in general? When they play together, I'm trying to explain it. It's when you get that confidence and then you play together, it all becomes so much more natural. But the Lights have lost so many players this season through injury, like Pato Faz, who was leading the goal scoring. When you lose these players, you've got to learn again. You've got to figure out who's in the new position. And like Bagley there, who just won the free kick, has come up front. He's doing a great job. But
I love his energy.
But he plays different than the other strikers, and the teammates need to get to know that.
Yeah, there's too much talking, too much complaining about that call. Second yellow card then of the match here in the 49th minute. This will go to maybe 50 here with the additional 4. The ball went out of bounds there. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have a lot to talk about in this very tight match. And you can see Donaciano with the second yellow of this match, courtesy of our center referee. Oof, strong tackle. Maybe last opportunity here of the first half for the Lights. Trying to get something moving. Ball goes out of bounds. We'll have a throw in. And I'll pick your brain a little bit later, Andrew, about what teams can do to adjust. I guess there's a foul call there.
I think it was a handball.
Handball. Stauffer then will say, okay, we'll get one more chance here, maybe before the halftime whistle blows from distance. The dummy played short. Now the service into the box cleared out by the Roots. And you hear the halftime whistle here at Cashman Field in Las Vegas, Nevada. The score 1-0, penalty kick in the 12th minute. The only goal we've seen so far in this first half.
Yeah, I think Oakland started the game very well. They got the penalty, went ahead from the penalty spot, and then the game kind of slowed down a little bit, and the Lights have just gradually got themselves back into it. And it's a close game. It could go either way in the second half. I think the changes made at halftime will be a big way to determining that factor. So the Lights plenty to be happy about, and they're still in the game.
Lots to talk about, lots of adjustments to make, some hydration. We also get ready to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about what we've seen in this first half and look forward to the start of the second. From Vegas, after this penalty kick, the only score in the match, the Roots with the 1-0 lead here at halftime.
Friendly Ford says yes to you. Yes! Close by and up the road on North Decatur, just off US 95. Friendly makes it easy with a huge selection of Ford vehicles, including Escape, Explorer, Bronco, F-150, and more. Now with free pickup and delivery for all of your service needs. Friendly Ford, your neighborhood Ford dealership, minutes away from anywhere, delivering you the best in customer satisfaction in sales, service, parts, and body shop.
Friendly Ford, you get more.
This tiny payment thing is a giant pain. Hi, ladies. Alex from US Bank. Can she help? How about a comprehensive point-of-sale system that can track inventory, manage schedules, and customize orders? That's what US Bank Business Essentials is for. What about a new oven? Can US Bank help us there? We can serve loans in as fast as 12 minutes. That would be a big help. Huge. Jumbo. Ginormous. Woo! Woo!
Finding ways to make your business boom. That's what US Bank is for. We'll get there together.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine, you can go from zero to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines.
For over 60 years, AARP has empowered people to choose how they live as they age. As a wise friend and fierce defender, we advocate for better health, financial security, and stronger communities. We are AARP.
Live from Las Vegas at halftime, Oakland Roots with the 1-0 lead over the Las Vegas Lights FC. Lots of action on the field and also around the field, lots of action. I love this. This is cornhole. You know where I learned this? In Ohio.
Yeah.
My wife from Ohio, I love to do this, and it's not as easy as you might think it is.
You learn this because you go to too many bars. Don't try and tell me there's no other reason than outside in a patio playing this with a beer in hand.
That's happened also.
Yeah.
That's happened as well.
And we have the Bull God 63 on the premises as well. I've heard he's got a great cornhole reputation.
Yeah.
One of the champions.
Oh my goodness! I love the interest, the involvement of the community in this. Look at the teams. Can we get a jersey like that, by the way?
They all are jerseyed up. You have your team jerseys.
I love that.
So I'm guessing this must be, Bull God must be a homage to Detroit Lions, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, in Britain, darts is huge.
Darts, okay. And that happens in many pubs as well,
so I'm guessing, yeah, exactly. So I'm guessing cornhole is maybe y'all's equivalent nowadays.
And you know what? This is really inclusive for everyone. I seriously mean that. I've seen little kids play this, gentlemen that consider themselves professionals play it, and once you get into it, it can be a lot of fun if you can keep your balance.
Yes. depending on how much you drank that day.
Absolutely, but these folks seem to be enjoying it.
These folks seem to be good. Are you seeing how many of these are actually going in?
No. And the strategy to this is not only should it go in, but if someone's around it, you bump them in, you bump them out. There's a lot of strategy. It's again.
Do you know where I struggle with it? I don't get the scoring.
Yeah.
Because you have to get it correct. You have to get straight to the 11, right? Well, we'll talk about that another time.
There you go. So lots of cornhole going on. Festivities here at Cashman as we take a quick break and bring you some more of the highlights of the first half. The Roots for the moment from Oakland with the lead over the Lights from Las Vegas.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
State. Welcome back to our coverage of USL Championship soccer. Lots going on in the league as the league looks forward to week 27 to the playoffs, and it looks like new franchises are coming to professional soccer.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier, how USL is reaching different cities and different towns, and Portland, Maine, the next one for a League One franchise. So interesting to see how it goes up there.
Part of that is winning. You saw this team last week, Orange County. They know one thing, which is winning.
Yeah, and I thought they were impressive. I think they were the best team I've seen this season. They were so good on the ball, and the Lights for the first time really struggled against, well, they got beat comprehensively, which we don't see often.
Lots of football, American football, but also stand by for the final of the USL, which will be televised on ESPN2 Live on November 12th. So there's some news and notes from around the league. Let's talk a little bit about scoreboard matches that are going on today. Most of them finished, except for that Orange County team, by the way, in a battle so far with El Paso.
Yeah, El Paso, another good team, so it's never going to be easy against them. And obviously, Pittsburgh, another of the top teams, winning and looking like they are going to, well, the playoffs is looking like it's going to be competitive.
So there's some scores brought to us by Terribles, by the way, and some more matches that'll be going on here upcoming on ESPN Plus. Birmingham taking on New Mexico, and New Mexico playing against in Indy. This will be an interesting match. Vegas against El Paso, talking about that team. So these are some of the upcoming matches that you can see. All Time Specific, by the way, brought to you by Pink Box Donuts. Yum. Lots of action going on, lots of singing and dancing, celebration as we get ready for the second half. Stay with us, a quick break, and we'll be back live from Vegas.
Grandpa was a lawyer in Cuba. Dad was one of the first Spanish-speaking lawyers in Nevada. Alex and Orlando grew up with justice in their blood, and they've built De Castro Verde Law Group Personal Injury on a legacy of fighting and winning for their clients. If you've been hurt, they will stand by you every step of the way, like family, because family would never let you settle for less than you deserve. De Castro Verde Law Group Personal Injury. Our family will fight for yours.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine. You can go from 0 to fun in no time and leave basic far behind. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines.
For over 60 years, AARP has empowered people to choose how they live as they age. As a wise friend and fierce defender, we advocate for better health, financial security, and stronger communities. We are AARP.
Nevada Donor Network is a proud partner of the Las Vegas Lights FC. We are asking for your help to save and heal lives. Registered organ, eye, and tissue donors give hope to the more than 650 Nevadans waiting for their second chance at life. You have the power to bring them hope. Register as a hero today at registerme.org. Together, we are Nevada strong.
Las Vegas Lights Soccer is presented by Southern Nevada Water Authority. Stay water smart. By US Bank. By Great Clips, it's gonna be great. And by Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Beautiful Vegas, and why don't we get into the first half highlights, brought to you by Por Mí, Por Ti, Por Nosotros. And this was the difference maker on the scoreboard. 12th minute penalty kick. The Roots got on the scoreboard after not necessarily a questionable penalty. I think it was legit.
Yeah, I think it was a penalty at the end of the day, and it was well taken by Rodriguez. Other than that, not too many highlights in the game. It's not been too many clear-cut chances. I think it's been a game of possession. Oakland starting the game very well, and then the Lights, just by sheer grit, have started to come back into the game. And you see here they've started to play some a little bit better football and creating opportunities.
Trying to stretch out the field a little bit, trying to have more situations, 1v1, 2v2. Here was a short corner kick. No problems there. Here in Vegas, the fans are settling back in. Why don't we take a look at some of the numbers from this first half? You can see the possession, as we have talked about, early and late, in my opinion. The Roots controlling, but there were moments there when the Lights had a run of the game.
Yeah, I think that the shots for both teams, that's very low. I think we've seen games where you double figures at half-time. So it literally has been a possession game, and the Roots have dominated that for the majority of the first half. But there was little green shoots for the Lights towards the end of the half that they can get themselves back into this game.
The stats brought to us by Clark, and as we get ready for the second half whistle here, everything getting organized. If you are Vegas, what did you tell your team at halftime?
So, for me, just keep chipping away. You're only 1 goal down. You're against a team that's decent in possession, but if you collectively, we mentioned it a few times, if you collectively press and you collectively keep the ball, you can get yourself back into this, and the Lights will have an opportunity. It's if they take it when it comes.
That's if you're Sanchez. If you're Delgado, the manager for the Roots, more of the same possession, create more opportunities. Do you risk a little bit more, Andy?
What I would rather risk a little bit more than go defensive and be under pressure. I think we've seen that backfire on numerous teams recently, where they've gone a goal up here and this Lights team doesn't quit. They've sat back, and the Lights have managed to break them down and get an equaliser. So if I'm Oakland, if I'm the coach, I'm just saying, just keep that possession.
There you go, and I'll say it in Spanish just for fun. De esa forma, arranca la segunda mitad. That means we're underway of the second half here from Vegas. I'm Alex Parra, beside me, the one and only Andrew Driver. It's a great honor to be with you, Andrew. You've done it all, you've seen it all, and it's certainly highlighting our match today. I love the accents, by the way, you may be hearing, ladies and gentlemen. You may need, what is it, subtitles to figure it out? The Scot and the Mexican coming together in America.
Yeah, I bet this hasn't happened too often, so...
maybe there's a reason.
maybe that's not a reason for it, yeah.
We'll get some notes about this. Here's a ball played in. That's going to result in a corner kick? Yeah, it should be, no?
Yeah, it's a corner. I think Ian Bieler, it was a little bit defensively in a position that he maybe didn't want to be. He's tried to head it back to the goalkeeper and just a little bit you don't underhit it with your head, you underheaded it.
Underheaded, yeah, and maybe the lack of communication there, dangerous. But early on here, then an opportunity for the Roots. They've had several corners here in the game thus far. We'll let you know there's any substitutions, by the way. Por mí, por ti, por nosotros. By the way, Jarrito's also bringing us these corner kicks. Ball played out, no danger there. You know, it's stressful when you're not winning games, when you're not picking them up, and we've pointed to this. As a manager, it can wear on you, but you still, like today, the Lights are in this game, Andrew, and this is something you can build on.
Yeah, and this is what they've built like this all season. Thankfully, last week the defeat to Orange County was a one-off, because this Lights has put up one. That's not good.
No, player down, by the way, so action will be secondary, and there's immediate reaction from our center to say, let's take care of this. Danielle Chesky has been on top of injuries so far, to her credit, and as it should be.
Is it Marcelo Lage? Yeah, I think he went down with no contact, so I don't know if he potentially gone over his ankle or pulled a muscle, but whenever you see someone go down with no contact like that, it's usually not a great sign. Here, he's just simply running back. Oh yeah, he's just gone over on that right ankle there.
Right ankle.
At the very end of the play, yeah. It's kind of like...
He got caught a little bit there, right? Maybe.
It's kind of like one of those basketball injuries, you know, when they land on the toe and the ankle gives out. But I think he'll be fine with that. So it didn't look like it bent over too far. So he may have just gone down with the shock originally, because sometimes you think when you feel your ankle do that, you're expecting it to hurt more than it does.
Number one, and if you happen to hear anything, you're certainly not comfortable with those sounds. So it appears he seems to be fine, and we'll get restarted here with the drop ball, and he'll be allowed to come back in momentarily. So we are back underway here in the second half. Thanks to all you that are joining us. USL Championship Soccer. Alex Parra under driver. For me, a great opportunity. I enjoy this. Talking soccer to someone that knows, learning along the way. I hope you ladies and gentlemen, friends, are also enjoying it. We've seen a lot of this so far. Whistles.
Yeah, there was for a game that wasn't overly dirty. It seemed that in the first half there was quite a few stoppages, wasn't there? And we mentioned it a couple of times where it just kind of slowed down, and maybe a wee kick out there from Cedeno on the replay there, which I didn't see in the first place. But yeah, hopefully this game, the second half, will flow a little bit. We had a total of 4 shots in the first half.
Collectively,
it's not ideal, is it?
No.
For the neutral eye.
Absolutely. So here we go in the 50th minute, an opportunity, another one for Oakland, who so far early on here have been pressing a little bit more. From distance, ball played to the back post, cleared out defensively, headed out defensively by the Lights, and Oakland continues pressure early on here in the second half.
Good defending though from Zali. We mentioned that's where the Lights gave a goal away last week. I'm guessing part of the speech this week in training was do not allow any free headers from set pieces.
The ball was played in quickly with a header. Now it goes the other way, and the Roots get reorganized defensively. We talked about early on, and you saw the stat on the possession, the Roots controlling, moving the ball from left to right, even with 3 in the back. They weren't pressed too much, and the need for more collective work rate from the Lights team. You saw him running Bagley with excellent energy. If that could be contagious potentially, at the same time it could cause some problems for the Roots. Here's an opportunity for the Lights. Center of the field, time, space, ball played out to the right. And you see the result, a little bit too much. But you know what? Yeah, I like that. The applause. You saw me, you found me. Gonzalez saying, thank you, I appreciate that service.
Yeah, it was Romero with the nice little turn. His first time, well, he's not had too many minutes this season, so a chance for him to impress. And I liked his turn, good play, and just to overhit the pass a tad. But yeah, promising signs from the Lights, just playing in that little central area.
A little bit late getting to the ball here, touching of the foot, the ankle, a free kick now for the Lights. What can they do with this here early on in the second half? And we see it one more time. Completely late there.
Just a little tap of the heels.
A little left tap, you might want to call that.
That is the one, yeah.
We'll have a goal kick here.
It's a difficult one for Oakland now, isn't it? 1-0 at half-time. When I used to play, it used to be the one where you used to be really nervous.
Yeah.
Because you've done half the work, but you know it's so precarious that one mistake and the game's completely changes.
And that momentum shifts, and you've given the opponent life, right? Which we don't want. And clearly, if there's the next goal to fall, it can definitely change this.
That is it. The next goal is so important for the game.
Good pressure here from the Roots. They're able to capitalize on that long ball that was played through, at least to keep possession. Quick throw in here. Ball movement on this near side, lost. Now the Lights with an opportunity. Time, space. Bagley, who's done great today, opening it up to the right side. Will there be one more connection there? Yes. Still keeping possession. Good interference defensively there by the Roots. Mfeka says no, not today. And we keep on playing. Ball thrown into the box. Anything can happen there. The Roots get there first. Long ball now played through. Trying to relieve a little bit of the pressure that's been built. And that's better for the Lights here early on in the second half, Andrew.
Yeah, much better. We mentioned the little break from Romero in midfield, but the Lights seem to be getting more of that ball, and you see good pace there from Ian Beeler again.
You know, he has the potential to break out on that right side, left side, I should say, for the Lights. He's got the speed, the ability. Wow, why? By the way, here's a yellow, and careful with the continuing conversation. The second one in this case for Lage?
Marcelo Lage, yeah, with the yellow card. I'm not sure it was a yellow card, honestly.
I'm sure we'll get our production crew are all over it. You and I and us can see this together. He's holding the jersey. I think maybe that was enough, Andrew?
Oh, no, it came because he kicked the ball away. So I think he would have got away with it, but once he kicked the ball, it was a certain free kick, wasn't it?
That cemented the decision.
Yeah, I think he tried to swap jerseys in the 53rd minute on that occasion.
Doesn't that normally come after?
That's normally after the game, right?
Yeah, usually. Maybe he just wanted to really make sure, hey, I get yours today. But yes,
I honestly don't mind it. If I'm a manager, I want my defenders doing it. I don't want my attackers knowing I can control the ball.
But time and place. Here's the service. I think that's just enough an area to do it. You want to show that strength, and you want to make sure that marking is marking.
Yeah, exactly.
And that, I'll bring that up shortly here. The Roots still with a little bit of pressure, trying to finish up this potential shot. Whew, and just wide of the goal. Any little nudge to redirect that, and we might have had the second goal, in this case by Rodriguez, our only goal scorer of the day.
Yeah, it was that man Rodriguez again in the box, wasn't it? And I think it was more of like a cross come shot, and then Rodriguez is down.
Yes.
But it was one of those that was neither a cross, neither a shot, so those ones can go anywhere.
It was, hey, put it in the 6-yard box, anything can happen. We've talked about this man several times on the left side. Speed, he's got movement. He couldn't quite deliver the service, and the Roots now with a little bit of pressure relieving. Those moments, Andrew, that you pick, you know, after a free kick, it's where you do it. But certainly, to me, marking is being close, breathing down the neck of an opponent, not 5 yards away. And you want that from your players. First of all, this Lights, best opportunity of the night, shot, and a goal! Just like that, finding a moment to shine. And the Lights, Jimenez says present, tying up the match here in the 56th minute.
Yeah, it was Azriel Gonzalez who cut in, and we know he's got a great strike on him. He had a cross earlier on in the game where he put it across the goal, but this one he's cut inside and he only had one thing on his mind. But really good play from the Lights. It's Danny Rios with the assist into Gonzalez's feet, inside on his right foot this time, and he's smashed that from the edge of the box, hasn't he? And nothing Blanchett could do, in off the post, and what a strike.
Amazing, amazing strike. That wakes us all up. You can sense the excitement. The fans here in Vegas saying, wow, I love it. I love it. Gonzalez with the goal, tying up the match here in the 57th minute. Wow.
Yeah, it was coming though. The Lights were doing better, aren't they? The possession coming from midfield has been great. They actually found that space we mentioned in the first half into Danny Rios' feet. He turned, he played it out to Gonzalez, and what a strike it was. And this game's just come to life.
Exactly what this game needed, wanted, and now here's another opportunity for the Lights. Same side, on the right side, plenty of time, plenty of space. Can he find a service? Yes. Can he connect? The header, and goal! The second one in consecutive minutes for the Lights. The Lights are on, and they're on top of the scoreboard.
Oh, well, what a couple of minutes. What an absolute couple of minutes. And what was fantastic was Gonzalez so direct down the right-hand side, but what a delivery to the back post. And I think it's another assist for Danny Rios. But the ball from Gonzalez, he's lifted his head, he's seen it. He's played it to the back post. Brilliant dink ball. Rios coming at the back post, played it in, and Tyler Bagby has used his chest to score. And I'm telling you, Bagley has put so much effort in without much reward in the last few weeks, and this week he's got his goal. Fantastic.
Right place, forgive me, Andrew, right place, right time, and that's a workman's goal. He's not trying to make it fancy, he's trying to put it in the back of the net. Just like that, momentum has shifted for the Lights, and that's what is certainly awoken this crowd, I should say.
It's woken the crowd, and the team, the confidence is growing. But you see Danny Rios there tapping his head, telling his team to concentrate, because he knows now the next 10-15 minutes is huge for this Lights team. You've done the hard work, you've got yourself back into the game, you've put yourself ahead. Don't let a goal in the next 5 minutes and make all that hard work come to nothing. But fantastic from the Lights, really good attitude.
Absolutely. And look, emotion can carry you, but you also have to control that and keep thinking, keep finding those moments to shine. The game right now totally in control by the Lights, at least as far as the scoreboard. Now, what response do we see from the Roots? Can they settle this down? Can they also start limiting the space? Because they've made mistakes on their left side defensively, twice consecutively, allowing too much time and space.
Yeah, Gonzalez has had acres of space down on the right side, and that can sometimes happen with this back three. The wide areas is where you can hurt them. So for the Roots, though, they need that possession. We saw it in the first half, but they now need a bit more urgency behind that possession, and that might not play into their favor. It might not be the style of football they want to play.
No, you talked about this being up 1-0. It's a nerve-wracking situation. You predicted it.
You see how you see how quickly it can change, though, right? Especially when they were as comfortable as they were in the first half. It's hard to snap out of being comfortable.
Watch this. A nice attempted combination by the Roots. They're trying to settle things down and be a little bit more creative. Numbers now for the Roots. Shot! Just wide of the mark. The Roots lamenting what might have been the tying goal for the moment. Wow.
And that's what we need. The Lights just really need to cut out. I'm convinced if this Lights could cut out little tiny mistakes like we saw there, I'm not sure if it was large, or I think maybe Romero was coming back. Just a weak clearance. It landed to a Roots player. When you're 2-1 up, you just don't take chances. Don't try the neat little pass. Just clear your lines. In Scotland, we have the saying, if in doubt, hoof it out. On that occasion, just do it.
Amen. Amen. No. You don't leave any doubt. Look, if you want to clear it, make sure you clear it. Not 5 yards, 45 if you can. Exactly. Reorganize, live to fight another day.
Exactly, especially when you're 1 goal up. Obviously, for the Lights, to be fair, they're playing for pride, and they can actually take a few more chances because they've not got anything to lose. But you want that feeling of winning a game at the end of the day. It's professional football. You've got a job to win football games.
Winning 3 points are on the table for the Lights thus far here in the 61st minute. Yes, even though they were down early in the first half, they've come to life, the Lights have here in the second half. And thus far, it's been all Las Vegas.
Little mustache there from Luke Stauffer.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's new addition to the wardrobe this week.
Andrew, when you were on teams that maybe weren't playing well, any little bit of to change, right?
Bit, maybe, yeah, potentially. It could be superstition, you don't know, do you? Like anything to mix things up.
In baseball, they have the rally caps. They turn the caps upside down, inside out. Maybe in football, it's let's not shave until we get our next win.
Yeah.
Good penetration. Going in, trying to release the ball. The Roots now movement collectively. 3, 4, 5 in the box. Ball played in. Just a nudge from Diaz to reflect. Still the pressure. And the ball still not cleared out. Finally going out of bounds. No, it stayed in. And the Roots pressing here. Ball to the far post. Nobody there. Will go out of bounds. And the Lights live now to organize. Look, when a team has not had success in the W column, when do they start believing in themselves? Or, not to be a Debbie Downer, do they start doubting themselves? Does that make sense?
Yeah, we've seen it this year. We've seen the positions Lights have been in this situation, and they haven't seen out the game. They've let a goal in late. So you're right, and it's a young team, and winning football games, sometimes you need experience. Sometimes you need that one leader at the back that just says, no, this is what we're going to do. This is how we win the game. Lights maybe don't have those players, and they don't have bags of experience in winning soccer games. So, yeah, that's what you need going into the last half of the game.
And Andrew, still in the 63rd minute, there's plenty of football to be played. There's still plenty of soccer for us to watch. It's still too early to start sitting back and living on this. So keep doing more of the same, to me, would be the philosophy now.
No, you don't want to start being negative. If you start being negative now, it's way too early. Last 10 minutes, granted, yeah, sometimes you have to.
Yeah.
But we've seen this numerous times this year. I can't remember what game. It might have been Sacramento. They came to the Lights this year. The Lights went, they were winning 2-0, but you saw the first minute of the second half, the goalkeeper fell on the ball and took an age, and we said straight away that the game's not over, and the Lights subsequently came back and got a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, that would be way too early. Still plenty of time, still plenty of opportunities for both teams, but it's been the Lights here in the second half, up 2-1 now, and pressing for the moment. Left side, ball movement. Will there be a service? Ball gets played back. That's fine. Keeping that possession. Now, a ball played into the box. Bagley once again working hard. I love his work rate, his effort, his sacrifice. He, the scorer of the second goal. Now another opportunity. Going into the box, deflected. Will there be a corner? No, save. The Roots still working out of the back. And the ball's still in play. Now a little bit more from the Roots. Can they connect? Time, space, but there's a man. Just enough of a deflection.
It's funny how confidence can change though pretty quickly. The
Right.
Lights, you see Ian Beeler there, confident, using his pace down the line, getting the ball into the box, and this Lights team, you just feel more energy in the building, don't you? They're just buzzing around. They seem more confident on the ball, and it's just a funny old game.
And what these moments can mean to a team if they can sustain it. Don't get ahead of yourselves and think yet of the 90th minute, but let's get through the next 10, maybe the next 15. Then start thinking about what tactical changes you'll make. And that's all part of this chess match, if you will. Ball played into the corner, nice individual move, no foul called. Will there be a service? Right across the 6-yard box, but nobody there.
The ball boy a little bit overeager there. That ball hadn't gone out, has it?
Young man, that has to go all the way out first.
We'll let him off on this one, but at least he's eager.
I think here comes a conversation, by the way.
He's not, oh, there we go. Come on, let's be honest though. I think.
Oh, I think she's going to have to.
I think
it's going to be a drop. Is it interference? Technically. Oh, and here is a conversation about that decision. I think there's going to be a conversation with the captains, I would dare say.
What?
This is an interesting one.
Do you know there's a thing called...
Cappy says, okay.
No, Stalf is...
sorry, yeah.
Stalf is just... He's frustrated because the ball's going out and she's now going to do...
They're going to do a drop ball. To restart this when it should have been a throw-in.
Well, I think...
But I understand the justification from the referee. The young man touched the ball before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, but I think a bit of common sense. You just pretend it didn't happen.
Let it go.
It was going out. It was a simple... It was all the way over there. It was an easy decision. I think what's happened is it's turned into a drop ball and Stalf...
Oh, watch this!
I think Stauffer was so frustrated by that referee's decision, he didn't want the Lights to take the ball. It was a kind of a bizarre situation.
This ongoing conversation, I think, is clarifying, okay, what was just called, Miss Ref? And this is this is the action by Stauffer. Don't even talk to her.
I'm just a little bit lost for words actually. How did the Roots get the ball? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It was cleared.
I am scratching my head literally as I try to interpret what we just saw. The ball was going out of bounds. The ball boy in this case touched the ball before it went out of bounds, correct?
Yes.
But the ball was last touched by the Roots.
Yeah, so it should have been
on the way out.
And correct? It was clearly going out. It wasn't as if the ball was miraculously going to stop on the line. Let's say it was always going forward.
We need our USL Championship rule expert on this one to explain it.
We need the old Mark Clattenburg on the commentary to help us.
All right, the Roots now, after that's been decided one way or another, an opportunity. Great individual play, playing the ball long, still in bounds. Movement to the left side, good defending. Strong, no foul. Now there's a whistle.
Good from Aaron Zazu, though. Jimenez Zazu came over there. That's what you want from your defense midfielder. Stauffer got beat on the turn by Reed, but Jimenez Zazu came back, was supporting his teammate. He got in behind and stopped the danger.
How much do you now tolerate as a ref the protesting, the comments? I think in a way the captain there was right. Stauffer to say, look, just let's move on, right?
She needs to find a way to calm the game down a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe let the game flow a little bit for a while. Just don't be as forward at giving the free kicks and making those decisions. For me, that was easily solvable with a bit of common sense.
Diaz over the ball, service into the box. Ooh. Timing is everything in life. If that ball gets there a little bit later or the player from the Roots gets there a little bit earlier, it's a different result.
It is, and Diaz was brave. The goalkeeper was brave because he made his mind up it was coming to him.
Yeah.
If you, as a goalkeeper there, you flinch, you'll put yourself in a bad situation.
Or you hesitate to step back, and that's enough space for the Roots player potentially to have gotten to the ball. Speaking of keepers, here's an excursion by the keeper from the Roots, who also takes the approach of a long ball. No whistle there, play on. That one surprises me a bit, to be honest, with what we've been seeing and hearing lately from the ref. Great ball, individual skill. Not quite getting the ball. That'll be, ooh, I thought that would have been a corner, but no. Goal kick.
Yeah, good from Ian Beeler again. This time, though, it would have been nice for him to, there's another yellow card given from the referee. But for me there, Ian Beeler, it was 4v3 for the Lights. If he could have just lifted his head when he beat the man, that time it was on for a quick ball across the box into the free Vegas players. Easy for me to say, the free Vegas players to get on rushing.
We're back underway. This game has certainly picked up in the second half with 2 goals by the Lights. Now a lot of excitement. This game can open up at any moment. Either team now with the energy now and the urgency. The ball we talked about, the word we talked about when we started the match. Urgency relative to the season, and now urgency relative to this situation. The Roots were in control in the first half. That's changed. The Lights now want to hang on and get a result, Andrew. So there's that energy, and I sense the emotion, and that's why the protest of the calls, because they know that every moment can make a difference.
Yeah, and it's the urgency is the right word. I think you can see that from the Lights again. They are desperate to win this game.
Yeah,
they've got nothing to lose, and we've mentioned it a few times in the last few weeks that with the position the Lights are in, you can play with freedom, and this is what we want to see. We want to see them aggressive, but because they want to win a game, not for any award.
There was a shot there well over the top of the goal. Not too dangerous, but you're seeing more of that. You talked about the shots. That may be down statistically as a shot. I wouldn't put that a shot on goal necessarily, but we only had 4 in the first half, as you pointed out, Andrew.
Yeah, the game's opened up, hasn't it? I think the Roots now have no choice but to go. I think a yellow card was given to
Bagley?
Tyler Bagley.
There you go.
I'm not sure what for, but another one in the book.
And I have to point this out. Are there shin guards there on those on those socks?
He's a man after my own heart. We don't need shin guards.
Maybe he has something just enough to justify a shin guard.
When I played, I used I used to go to the shop and buy the smallest kids ones you could get.
Sure. Oh yeah.
And
I did that too because I had very small legs.
Yeah. and then if I didn't have them, I'd put insoles in. So I'd just take insoles out of the trainer and cut them up as it looked like shin pads.
I played with the cardboard ones that I had to cut out of a box. So trust me, I've done a little bit of everything. And now some of these shin guards, by the way, $150. I don't know what they do, the magic shin guards, but there you go.
Not enough for $150, I beg. Do they make you play like Ronaldo at the same time?
Absolutely. Andrew, when I crossed the line of finding my copas for $99.99, by the way, I'd have to save a year to even have that luxury, right?
You retired, though. You retired.
And now, well, anyway, we won't get into that because I'm sure the sponsors won't be happy about any of this. Because we love their shoes and we love their support and what they do for the game. Anyway, the Roots now with a little bit of control going all the way back to keeper Blanchett. Who's this? Okay, let's move the ball around a little bit more. And here's a long service to the right side. Possession by the Roots. This is what's gotten them success. No whistle call. Transition now. Can the Lights capitalize? Remember, both goals coming from the right side of the Lights. Can they get the ball over to the right side? Not yet. Are they even thinking about this? Here's a connection. Will there be a turn? There's a foul. Here's a free kick into the box, cleared out, headed. And again, now it's just a long ball after long ball. Finally settled down. Here's an opportunity, that same right side. Nice little touch, on sides. for the Lights. Will the third come? Here's an opportunity. Nice turn. Bagley, the shot! Over the top of the net.
Oof. Unlucky though, really good play. Again, this time it was Gonzalez and Rios down the right-hand side that linked up well. It fell to Bagley, and it's funny, a goal can give you that confidence. This time he had a striker's mindset. He picked it, he wanted to turn it, it was a decent strike.
You know, in 45 minutes, things have changed for Bagley. Initially, he was running around, not necessarily with purpose. Now he's in the right place at the right time in several occasions. So good for him and for the Lights. And this is not over, ladies and gentlemen. I sense a lot more, and potentially 1 or 2 more goals can fall. Here's a foul, late. Let's talk a little bit about Nevada State. Has been changing and evolving since our inception in 2002. The name change to Nevada State University is part of that evolution. As we continue to grow, we will continue to adapt and change to ensure we're meeting the needs of our students, faculty, staff, and community. Thank you to Nevada State University. Look, I like the emotion of players, Andrew, but you know this. There's a time and a place often, and I'm going to say this in, I hope, the right way. You want to avoid cards, but don't get yourself so lost emotionally. I think... Okay, so let's correct the yellow card quickly first. The yellow card was for Jimenez Aranzazu. We had initially given it to Bagley, if I'm not mistaken, so we wanted to correct that.
Oh, but I think what your point is, you don't want to overstep the mark, and getting these yellow cards from frustrations with the referee is not going to get you anywhere. And potentially the game needs like a hydration break, because these guys are frustrated, you know. So it's been one of those games where it's been a bit Tetris? Is that the right word?
A lot of emotion, let's put it that
That's
way.
the one,
Officially, you're right, Andrew. This is the hydration break. We didn't have one in the first half, but as the minutes have continued, have added to the match. Now, a couple of things. You know this, a hydration break is not only literally to take in fluids and to physically recover, but also strategically to converse, to talk about what we're doing well, what we might be able to do better.
Yeah, and I think the Roots are probably the team that need it more so than the Lights right now. I think the Lights have been outstanding in this second half, and this man again with a couple of assists has been in the forefront of it again. But the Roots just need to find a way of being a bit more direct. They've been really good in possession without really being clinical. The shots on target's not nearly been as high as you would have expected them coming into the game.
A lot to think about here in what's remaining of this match, the chess match, which includes this, substitutions. How and when will they come in? And usually about this mark is when teams are doing this, but here we see the Lights making a substitution, coming in number 14, Darling.
So yeah, Darling on for Rios. I think Rios has just walked off injured. And the one thing from the Lights tonight was usually we see them start making substitutions after an hour, but I think Isidro Sanchez won't want to mix it up too much. I think this team has come into such a good game in this second half. He probably doesn't want to mix up it. He wants the team to keep flowing the way they are. I think too many changes too early can stop the flow of your team, and you don't want it to change right now when you're doing so well.
That's the balance. Do you need some energy? When do you bring it in? But you don't want to break something, the flow of something, even if it may not be peaking physically, but there's some connection there. There's some chemistry. It's something that you want to build upon. You don't want to stop, of course.
Yeah, I've had coaches that would never make a change. If you were winning 1-0, it wouldn't even come into his consideration to make a change. Oh, yeah. And so I think some teams are guilty of saying, I'm making this change before the game, and it gets to an hour and they don't actually read how it goes, and it can end up being disastrous, you know?
Andrew, look, I think both coaches can earn their stripes tonight. Managing, in-game management, to me, defines a good or a bad coach. What they're seeing in reality is different to what they may have planned, and how are they adjusting to it, and is their team prepared to adjust? Absolutely. I hope that all made sense. Movement here from the Roots on the right side. We're back to action. 78th minute. Alex Parra, Andrew Driver with me. Thanks to all of you that are joining us, and hopefully you're enjoying this match. Down 1-0, the team from Las Vegas, 2 goals within 2 minutes in the second half, and that's the score you see, 2-1 for the Lights, who are in need of a result. A tie would be okay, but a win in this moment of the season for the Lights could really be something very positive.
Just for the overall atmosphere in the changing room, especially after you come off a game last week against Orange County where, let's be honest, the Lights got played off the park against, albeit a very, very good Orange County team. Yeah. And they've come against Oakland, who started this game very well, and it didn't look good. When the penalty went in to make it 1-0 for Oakland, you were worried for this Lights team, but the character's been outstanding. And we talk about yellow cards. It's been a game where they've had to dig deep. They've had to put in the tackles. They've had to put in the effort. And you're right. They want to walk away from this game with a victory, and it'll be a massive boost to the changing room. Absolutely.
80th minute. Now it's the time to think about when do we start managing. It's the word I use. I don't want to see time wasting, but finding the moment, Andrew, to say, you know what? Instead of risking too much, let's manage what's going on here. The Roots here with an opportunity. Plenty of time now. Will the ball get played wide? No. Tucking it back in, switching to the right side, but not connecting with his teammate. Now the Lights with an opportunity. Man's down. Our center says no whistle yet. And now comes the whistle. Possession for the moment with the Lights, but I'm not sure what happened here on the right side. Sorry, the left side.
I think Ian Beeler tried to play the ball down the line, and I think the defender went to block it. I'm not sure who it is. Is it Memo Diaz out there, the right-hand side? He's just tried to block it, and Ian Beeler's follow-through has caught him on. This is where those $150 shin pads would have done well, and look at that, man. We're all this far into the season, and you can't say Isidro Sancho doesn't want to win.
No, and look, since he senses the possibility here, let's first look at Diaz's injury here. I think he just leaned in wrong.
It's just a bit of a ball. Yeah. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah,
it'll be one of those where it'll hurt for a minute, and it'll settle down.
Yeah, but look, the manager right now is intense because he sees that, you know what, we have a realistic chance here tonight. What can I give? I need to give all I can in guiding this team to a potential victory, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's still plenty of work to be done, and the work is not only the physical now, Andrew. Yes, that's important, but I think mentally, the focus, and also not doing something silly like a card or a foul in the wrong moment when you don't need to, and that comes from getting your team focused.
Focus is the one word. We mentioned it earlier today. The Lights just need to stop those small mistakes, and this is a chance for them to grow that confidence. Like, hey, we can get through 90 minutes without making those silly little errors. Let's be honest, I think the only chance I can think of the Roots was the penalty.
Yeah.
Out with that, tonight, the Lights have defended exceptionally well, and as we see the changes to come in, but yeah, the Roots have found it difficult, so the Lights' focus has been there.
So here's two changes for the Roots team, as you can see. And thanks to Dignity Health for helping us out in identifying these substitutions. Both teams then adjusting. You see the second one. Paba coming in, Donacillano coming out. And this will be the last push for both teams here. So plenty of substitutions. Another one for the Lights. And you can see the movement. Carroll will be coming in, replacing Gonzalez.
So that's the first move, isn't it, from Isidro Sancho's?
Yep.
In terms of going a little bit more defensive. He's going to have the three big defenders, which I think he's probably, I don't mind that change because I think he's probably going to predict this Roots team is going to start throwing more balls into the box. So now you've got another man back there that can go on and win defensive headers. So Carroll will bring a big presence.
I'm going to put you out on a limb. Do you expect a little more physicality now from both teams? Do you think that's part of the instruction? Guys, leave it all on the field. Does that lead to more contact?
Yeah, the Roots are clearly going to have to be more offensive, aren't they? They're going to have to play those longer balls. They're not going to be able to play this possession game they played all day.
So there you go. It's time to get on with it, to move on. And it creates, at least for us, for you fans that are watching USL Championship soccer, an exciting finish, which is what we want to see. A competitive match, an exciting match. Why not? The goal's coming. It's not a necessity necessarily, but it certainly helps. Here we go. Long ball played out. And plenty of work now here in the air. Will they settle that ball down and try to connect some passes? To me, great effort from this man. Shot from distance, maybe a little too ambitious there.
Ah, very ambitious, but again, Bagley's he's just like a little terrier, isn't he, in there? He's got no rights to keep that ball. He just uses power, energy, and not the greatest strike he'll ever do, but I don't mind it. You're in these minutes, just, if anything, you want him to hit it harder so it goes away from the goalkeeper and the ball doesn't come back in play.
Number one, but the young man has the confidence. Here's a service, deflected shot. Ooh, sailing over the top of the goal, but dangerous nonetheless.
Wow, it's great pace down the left-hand side from Reed, wasn't it? Cut the ball back into the box, and not the greatest finish. I think it was Anwar Pelaez who's just come on, who struck it over, and maybe the Light's lucky that that's the first piece of action he's seen. Maybe not fully warm yet to be able to get a good strike on goal.
But then you see that both teams are trying to strike from distance. Whenever they see an opening, they're going to give it a go. 85th minute now. How much more will be added? We'll find out shortly here. Thanks to all you that are following us. Alex Spada with me, Andrew Driver. An honor and a pleasure for me to be here this evening, bringing you USL Championship Soccer. By the way, before we even think about this, although there's plenty of work to do, thanks to all our production crew, they're on top of it, working hard. Believe me, a lot of people behind the scenes that bring you these images. Here's the ball given away. Will there be a transition? No, the Lights get it right back. Here's another ball played through. Why not? Play it long. No foul call there. Now the keeper says, okay. Keeper for the Roots, reorganizing, trying to push up. Here's some time, here's some space. You don't want to give too much of that. Giving chase now. Ball played. Is there handball there? Not intentional. I saw a contact with the arm. Bagley all the way back. I love this work rate. He needs it if he's going to help his team. That's the kind of sacrifice. Here's the ball. Making contact, rather, pass on right side. Once again, an opportunity. Traveling with the ball. Will there be a service? Oh, into the box. No foul. Can they clear the Roots? More pressure from the Lights. And it's building up, Andrew. It's getting exciting. Here's an opportunity from distance. Nice little volley to himself. And if it wasn't for the body of a defender for the Roots, that might have at least be put on frame. Ball played out to the right. It's picking up. It's getting exciting.
And suddenly the game just completely opened up, didn't it? There was a great effort from Stauffer on the right-hand side. Got all the way into the box. Didn't give up on the play. Kept going. And then it fell to Jimenez Aranzaz, who went for the spectacular. And then the Roots came the other way. But yeah, this game is now lighting up.
Absolutely. And let's look a little bit more about those last little flurries. Finally, the ball settled. Look at this. Boom. Oh, man. And the defender felt that one, by the way. Another time, another place, and then I might have done differently. Now, we talked about this. The potential of physicality, of emotions. We see at least one yellow card here. And these are the moments when you have to be, in my opinion, calm about the situation.
This game, it's been brewing since the first half, wasn't it? And we talk about referees and how important they are. This one it's a 50-50 challenge at the end. I don't know what has caused it to brew over a little bit. Maybe something off screen was said after the challenge. It was a straight yellow card from the referee. She was straight in.
Yeah. Well, look. Did Matsoso enter a little bit late to that? Didn't get to the ball potentially, but I think it might have been what happened afterwards. The comments, etc. So I sensed a little bit this could be coming, but now can you control it? 88th minute, still a lot that can happen here in this match. Let's quickly talk about Nevada State University that offers more than 60 high-demand majors and minors. Popular programs include nursing, education, criminal justice, business administration, visual media, biology, speech pathology, and psychology. Thanks to Nevada State University. Justice, I like that word. What is justice tonight for this match, right? The effort we've seen from the Lights. Is it justice for them to get the win? Can they hang on in that way?
I think this one's the game that justice is for whoever scores more goals than the opposite team. As simple as that, isn't it? But honestly, I think the lights, the character they've shown in this game after last week has been fantastic against a decent team. But the Roots, I think, have got to look at it and say they haven't created enough. So it will be always difficult for them to win this game if they're not creating as many opportunities as you would like.
There you go, and I think that's justified to say, look, you're getting more opportunities, you're putting them in the back of the net. Here's an opportunity, 3v3, shot from distance, goal! What a golazo in the 89th minute, and the lights are bright in Vegas. Wow!
And by the way, what a strike. And it's on his weaker side. The ball's flat to back. We saw him do this a minute ago on his right foot, his stronger foot, and he didn't hit it well. He's put it on his left foot. Blanchett, the goalkeeper for the Roots, says it all. He didn't even move. On his left foot, what a strike from Tyler Bagley. And do you know what? He's already scored tonight. This composed celebration. But if that's me, I'm running into the crowd with my shirt off. But what a strike, and what a way to win the game. And just it's just so good to see some of these goals. And what a strike.
What a strike, and what does it mean, and what a moment. and not only us, but the crowd and his own teammates are saying, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the soccer gods that have put us in this position. But what a golazo. That's tremendous.
And do you know what, though? He's deserved his 2 goals, but he's deserved it from just pure work rate. He's been so good. It's funny. He's listed, I mentioned it last week, he's listed on it where he played college as a defender, midfielder and striker, and as the season's gone on, he's played in all those positions, and I wasn't expecting much as a striker, but he's offered so much for this team, for this Lights team. He brings effort, he brings strength. For a small guy, he's got loads of strength, and then tonight we've seen his finishing abilities.
I am not going to look at his shin guards at all, but that strike was tremendous. That's quality. That doesn't happen overnight. That's years and years of work, and also years and years of missing and not being in that position. I love his work rate, and what a stellar player tonight, and what an opportunity he's given his team. This isn't over. 6 minutes we'll have of additional time. Right or wrong, that's what the referees have decided. And here, by the way, is a ball. And offside.
Late flag, wasn't it? I thought Ian Bila was in, and referee's given another yellow card for Ian Bila kicking the ball away there. But in his defense, I think they already had the second ball already in play.
Exactly. Was it needed? Here's a ball on the ground, deflected by the Lights, and here exactly what you need to do. This is management of the match. Perfectly legit, and Vegas sees the 3 points hanging there. What a moment this could be for them in the season thus far. Not the best season, but they needed something like this.
I thought you were going to go for the pun there. Vegas sees the light at the end of the tunnel. You had your opportunity and you didn't take it.
It might have been a little too much. After my screaming goal, I think we'll leave it there, right?
But no, they do see, like, this is a position they haven't been in much this season, and they're taking the time. They're going to take an age to take this corner kick, and it's just so good to see from them, because they put in so much effort today. And this is, make no bones about it, you said what would be justice to win the game. We said who would score the goals, and from the first half an hour, Oakland dominated possession, and the Lights have just slowly brought themselves back into the game, and they deserve to be ahead in this game.
Absolutely. They've earned it. By the way, the corner kick brought to you by Jarritos. One of my favorites, by the way.
You do say it very well. It's as if it's your...
And watch out here. Some extracurricular activity. We saw the center going for her cards, and I don't know if we are going to have a color beyond the yellow here. Okay, so Ayambila with the yellow, another one added to the list. And you can see the emotion from both sides. Let's see if we can get a better look here, Andrew.
Oh, that is wow. That is shocking, by the way.
No.
That is absolutely shocking.
Well, I don't know if the card then, forgive me if that's correct, but
it has to be a red card.
On Diaz, right?
I think it was Centeno. Maybe Memo Diaz, right? That is shocking.
That's premeditated, and let's see what the result of that is.
That's up there as bad as I've seen. That was
that was.
He's still on the pitch.
Forgive me, and I'm sure USL Championship will look at this, but there's no justification for that. Anyway, we'll get you full information once we have it, but that's the latest that we have. So it's remaining to be seen that the man is still in the field. Anyway, the Roots here pushing in the last couple of minutes of the match, trying to find another way to score other than the penalty kick early in the match. But you've said it so far, the effort, the concentration, even being down. 3 unanswered goals now in the second half for the Lights.
Yeah, and it's just the atmosphere that
from distance. Excuse me. Wow, that was dangerous. You saw it, you felt it, and that man there, Diaz, says, "Wow, you had me worried."
He was definitely full on save there, wasn't it? There was no seeing that one past the post, because that was some strike from Clemente. He's hit it low and hard just past the post, and Leo Diaz sighed a breath of relief.
Yeah, you talk about that golazo. That was a great strike as well.
Yeah, great strike. But yeah, it's actually been a very entertaining game. Say we only had 4 shots in the first half. It's been a game. There's been a lot of extracurricular, as you put it. I think we're counting here 1, 2, 7 cards at least. I think more than that at this point. There's been a lot of antics from both teams. There's been a lot of effort, and yeah, it's been an entertaining one.
Yeah, hey, I'm lucky I'm here tonight, at least from my perspective of enjoying this match. Your company and all of you, ladies and gentlemen, that are following us, Alex Parra and your driver, in the waning minutes of this match. Do the Roots have another one in them? Low shot, no problem for goalkeeper Diaz, who says, "Hey, I'm not being pressured. I'm just going to hang on to this one." Last minute, at least by my clock, but my clock doesn't count, and Vegas is that close to picking up 3 points. And this is going to be relief for this Lights team.
Oh, absolutely. After last week and the season they've had, they're playing for pride, but there's so much more than that, and you've seen that tonight. And they've been a group together. You see, I know you don't want to see the scenes we saw a minute ago, where they're
Here's
all
an
together.
opportunity, excuse me, Andrew, maybe one more, although he's got to beat 5 people, if not 6. No foul called. Referee says, play on. I'm sure soon she'll be looking at her watch.
I think everyone was asking Romero to just strike it there. We've seen some strikes from distance go close, and he ended up just trying to beat too many. In the end, the danger went away, but again, another little opportunity for the Lights.
Maybe the last opportunity for the Roots. Ball on the left side. Will he have someone overlap? No. 11 says, let's try that. Deflected by the Lights. One last corner kick, maybe to wrap up this match. We'll see.
That's the captain's style for getting his head in the way. That's not one you want to do. But last minute, he's been all energy today, Luke Stauffer, and again putting his body on the line.
The service kick out of bounds. Goal kick. Is there a time check here by the center? The Lights on the verge of a victory, on the verge of 3 points that they've definitely earned.
100% earned it. And Diaz is like, come on.
I'm not rushing this.
I'm not rushing this.
I'll even take my yellow, I'm sure. He's going to take his time. He's going to send this ball long, and potentially the whistle coming at any instant. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the center whistles, and Andrew, the Lights, pick up 3 points, and they rejoice.
And rejoice is a good word. I think it was such a well-deserved win, and the way the game went with all the little off the ball incidents, I think none will be nicer than that victory. So what a good feeling for the week, and the Lights have absolutely deserved it. Their attitude was fantastic, and the man that epitomised the whole performance in effort was Tyler Bagley, and that man went and got 2 goals, and the second one was good enough to win any game.
That'll be a highlight somewhere, because that was a golazo, ladies and gentlemen. Emphatic, professional, and sealing the victory for the Las Vegas Lights team. The Roots, a team that's in the playoffs for them, it's a setback in many ways because they haven't found some consistency, and you want that as you think about what the next step will be. That playoff step may not be there for Vegas, but this is an important win.
Yeah, I think for the Roots will be disappointed. They didn't create much. They started the game well, they scored the penalty, but that was as much as we saw from them. It slowly went downhill, and the Lights' effort started to take over. And yeah, the Roots, if you're going for the playoff, you need to be winning these games, and they just struggled. They really struggled tonight. And you see these signs, these Lights players getting great, enjoying themselves.
Okay, so it's time now for us to get our get lit moment of the match. And here it was. The Lights with possession of the ball, thanks to Red Apple Fireworks. The ball being crossed in, the ball being dropped in, and it was that man, Bagley, with his first goal of tonight with the chest. But it was enough for the moment there.
Through the fireworks from the goal a minute earlier, but that was the go-ahead goal for the Lights, and he capped it off with an even better moment just before the end of the game. But Tyler Bagley, for me, was absolutely outstanding. And look at the smiles, and you see how much it actually does mean to these guys.
It does mean something. And let's talk about, well, the man of the match. I don't think there's any doubt today who the man of the match was. Tyler Bagley.
Oh, without doubt, he was absolutely outstanding. This is a highlight of Gonzalez's finish, but Tyler Bagley was just fantastic.
Yeah. Here is the shot heard across the league. Look at this, upper 90 with the left foot, and because of that, thanks to Leuna, Tyler Bagley, our man of the match.
The funny thing is, he would have been man of the match if he didn't score those goals, because his effort, he was fantastic. He put so much in, and he deserves it because he didn't have too many minutes earlier in the season, and he's moved himself in, and he's done fantastic, and 2 great goals.
He celebrates. He also thanks the crowd. And he's going to get a lot of thanks for his teammates, because the Lights find a way to shine tonight in Vegas, picking up a 3-1 victory over the Roots. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back to wrap up this victory of the Las Vegas Lights.
Dear Eric, I want to thank you for your honesty and dedication while selling me my new car last month at Finley Subaru of Las Vegas. I've always been wary of car salesmen, often with good reason, but you've helped me redefine the stereotypes. You have welcomed me into the Subaru family, and I appreciate you treating me like family rather than a customer. I absolutely love my Subaru. Love, Kylie Carroll.
Maintain the love with complimentary maintenance when you purchase or lease a new Subaru. SubaruLasVegas.com.
Did you know that cigarette smoking is the leading cause of preventable death in the United States? Are you ready to kick tobacco out of your life? The Nevada Tobacco Quit Line can help. For free help to quit smoking or vaping, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or send the text QUIT NOW to 333-888. Make living a smoke-free and vape-free life your goal. For me, for you, for everyone, live healthy.
At Silver State Schools Credit Union, we'll be by your side through every moment of life's journey, from big life changes to small celebrations and everything in between, because we prioritize people over profit. Become a member today and have a financial partner for life.
As a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights, Security National Mortgage Company is looking to help you score your next big goal, buying a house. Our process is simple, with in-house underwriting, processing, and closing, keeping you informed from start to finish. With our Snap Home mobile app, you can look for a home, get financing, and more right from your phone. Together, we can outmatch the competition. Contact us today and let Security National be a part of your home team.
Nearly all water used indoors is reclaimed, highly treated, and safely recycled back to Lake Mead, which extends our water supply. But 100% of water used outdoors is only used once. Change your watering clock now. It's the law.
Are you okay to drive?
Perfect record. No one crash.
Yet.
Dude,
I've never hit anything.
Yet.
Please, nothing's ever happened to me.
Yet.
No one's ever had a problem with me before.
Yet.
Las Vegas Lights Soccer has been presented by Zero Fatalities Nevada. Sign up today and take the pledge. By Subaru of Las Vegas, proud supporter of Las Vegas Lights FC. And by Cox Your View. Catch replays of the Lights every Saturday at 10 a.m. The lights flashing, shining bright in Vegas. Why don't we take a look at some of the better moments? And early on, it was the Roots with a penalty kick.
Yeah, and it was deserved at the time. The Roots started the game much better. They were good in possession. They won a penalty. Rodriguez obviously finished it comfortably.
That was in the 12th minute. There was pressure in that first half from the team of the Lights, but they couldn't quite connect. There were moments such as this where they were testing the keeper on the other side, Blanchett, but they were safe and secure. And it wasn't until things changed the second half that things started opening up a little bit for this Lights team. Movement, contact, shots like this opening up, and that was the first goal for the Lights. The Roots trying, but really couldn't find a rhythm, and then space started opening up.
The first goal from Gonzalez changed it, and this 1 minute later was just magnificent. Great little clip ball to the back post. Rios getting in at the back post. No goals for Danny Rios today, but 2 assists, and that man Bagley with a chest from 6 yards, and you see the confidence that it brought him. And this is the moment that capped the whole game. A nice little ball from Stauffer into Bagley's feet, onto his left side, and what a finish.
What a tremendous finish. Emphatically saying, you know what, we're here. 3 goals and 3 points that the team from Las Vegas picks up tonight. Let's look at some of the final numbers for this match. The possession still, in this case, you can tell it doesn't necessarily define that final and most important stat, which is the goals.
That means nothing, does it? And free shots on target for the Lights. The free shots on target for the Lights, and all going in the back of the net, so really deserved. But it was all a game of effort, and the fact that they switched that possession to make it a 3-1 victory for the Lights was fantastic.
Absolutely. Look at the yellow cards. There's 7 total, thanks to US Bank, by the way, for bringing us these full-time match stats. Celebration today in Las Vegas because the Lights are able to shine brightly and pick up those 3 points. Fans lingering, celebrating, and enjoying tonight. Andrew, without a doubt, it's a happy night for Vegas.
Fantastic. And these are the scenes I like most when we watch the Lights, is the fans on after the game, the kids getting to go play football on the pitch, and at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. And they were treated to some fantastic football and some really special goals, and good feeling around Cashman tonight.
Absolutely. As the team celebrates today, they can't forget about short term. The drive to the next match, brought to us, by the way, by Nissan. This team will be taking on El Paso September 13th on a Wednesday, match date 28th. Andrew, it's a pleasure. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Vegas celebrating a 3-1 victory. On behalf of our production staff, on behalf of Andrew Driver, I'm Alex Spada. Thanks to all of you that have joined us, that have been with us, and tonight helping us celebrate the Las Vegas victory 3-1. Take care of yourselves, and until next time when we meet here.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.